Hello friends and subscribers, thank you for coming to visit us on our Value Sport channel today. We have a special for you today. This is one of those once in 5 years opportunity here. A 2007 BMW 650i convertible in a very rare Atlantic blue over cream beige interior with dual tone, cream beige and black, and fully loaded. Did I just mention that it has a 6-speed manual transmission? So that's a very rare thing. If you look in the whole country right now, you might see 3 or 4, if that, in the whole country with a manual transmission. 6-speed manual transmission, overhead display, or rather head-up display, adaptive cruise control, and night vision. So this car is fully loaded with everything BMW had to throw at it in 2007. With an MSRP base price approaching $97,000, this is as close as you can get to a 6-figure car in 2007. What a gorgeous car this is. Everybody that sees this car, they're looking at this color, they're like, oh my God, Atlantic blue is just a beautiful color. It's not boring like silver, platinum silver, or black, which by the way, black looks good, but it takes so much work to keep clean. You know, every little scratch shows. White, I like white, but every little dirt shows. So this is a beautiful color combination. I really love the interior. I mean, this dual tone. When you have a solid color, for example, the black on black BMW that I've had a couple, I had 2 satin black on black. You can't really appreciate the contrast. It's all black and you can't really tell any pattern. This makes it clear how thoughtfully designed this car is. Let's start with the exterior. The exterior, I really love this car. I know some people complain about the designer who designed a new 7 Series and a 6 Series. I have no complaints about this styling. It's just a beautiful car. Beautiful lines. I really like this crease coming out here with the side tunnel lights, and these wheels are special. I wasn't a big adept of it in the beginning, but now I really like it. The more I look at it, the better it looks. The headlights and the grille, the specific BMW kidney grille, it looks great on this car, and the grille underneath the bumper, it looks great too with the fog lights. It looks a really special car. I mean, I really like the styling. It's now going on 12 years old for this particular car. They've had this design in 2004, so you've had this body style for 15 years. The cars still look current. It doesn't look outdated. It's just a beautiful car. I mean, the BMW logo right here, the propeller on the blue sky, is just gorgeous, gorgeous car. I mean, I've always loved these BMWs. I was talking about the night vision and adaptive cruise control earlier. Here are the sensors. This is for the night vision, and that's the adaptive cruise. So it basically, the car sees in infrared. So if you're driving at night in a wooded area, this car sees all heat signatures, whether it's animals or cars with hot exhaust in front of you, or people or dogs, whatever. These cars will display clearly on your center screen any activity that produces heat, that has a heat signature. Adaptive cruise is very, I think it's a very useful feature, because you can turn that on, and if you're distracted, I don't encourage people being distracted at the steering wheel, but it's an extra safety feature. If somebody slows down in front of you and you're not ready for it, the car will slow down because it's adaptive cruise. So it's a good thing to have. Much better having it than not having it. Let's check out the engine since we're at this. Before I start talking about the engine, I wanted to talk about the comfort access feature on this car. All you need to do is have this key on you, so you don't have to use any other keys or anything else. Just keep the key here. As you notice, the car is locked now. If I want to unlock it, just put the hand in there and it unlocks it for you. There you go, it's unlocked. If you want to lock it, as long as you have the key here, just put the button or put your finger on the keyhole and it locks the car. So same thing with the with starting the car. You don't need to actually use the key. As long as it's on you here, push the clutch, car starts right up. Ladies and gents, this is the last reliable engine from BMW. In 04 and 05, they had the 645 engine. And starting in 06, going all the way to 2010, they upped the horsepower and they had the 650 engine. It's the 4.8 liter engine. It's got a little more horsepower than the others. And the reason I say it's the more reliable engine is because starting in 2011 for this body style, I used the twin turbo V8 engine that, while it has more power, it has come in with its fair share of issues, let's just say that. None of the mechanics that I talked to encouraged me buying a newer body style. And I did have a 550 Gran Turismo 2012 with the twin turbo V8s, and I have to say I was not impressed, not at all. This is a much better engine. This is a convertible, so therefore a lot of people ask me, how quickly does the convertible top opens and close? There's only one way to find out. Let's try it out. So I'm gonna get in the car now, and all you need to do is this one button here. It's all self, it does it all on its own. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to unlatch or latch it. Do is keep this button down. You notice the convertible top closes and then the windows start closing. If you hold it a little white longer, all the windows go up. Okay, let's take the top down and take it for a ride. Let's see how quickly this happens. So again, all I have to do is just push this button down here, and the car does it all on its own. Okay, so we talked about the styling, the exterior styling. I'd like to spend some time talking about the interior. I really like this interior here because, first of all, it's classy. You have the sports seats. By the way, this car has sport package, and what that means is you have the sports seats with adjustable bolster side and thigh support. I really like the fact that you actually do get some legroom in the back. You get some, there's enough room for somebody to sit in the back. I'm a 6-footer here, and I have enough room here. Look at that. I fit really snug, you know, with the seat belt here. There's plenty of room. I actually have room here. You know, I'm barely touching the chair in front of me, and there's enough room for a normal person up front. As you can notice here, there are 2 speakers in the back, two on each side in the back. So that's 4. And you have a couple more up front, plus on the dash. There's a very good sound coming out of this car. Another thoughtful feature, you actually do have a little cup holder here for the rear passengers, along with the front ones. They have a sizable cubby hole here. I put a bunch of supplies in there, and also you can actually lift this up as a arm support. You can adjust it to the height you like when you drive the car, so that's another nifty feature to have. Thoughtful. Another cool feature here is detachable center armrest here. You actually do have a first aid kit here. Looks like nobody used it before. That's brand new with the scissors and all. So that's a good thing. Nobody had an accident in this car. Also a ski pass-through. So if you're into skiing and you don't want your car getting wet from your ski session, you can stick them in there and it keeps it nice and dry. That's another very cool feature. I really like the back of this car. Look at this styling. It's just really elegant. I like this, the tail lights, and it's just seamless. And the integrated air dam here. Also the parking sensors here. I like the tail lights. They look really sharp. The chrome tips here. One cool feature is how you open this trunk. You just push down on this thing here, and that's how you open the trunk. Really cool, right? The convertible top is stored in this box here, in this compartment. So even with the top down, you still do have some space here for maybe 2 carry-on bags or at least 1 golf bag. It will certainly fit in here. So generous space, actually. We talked about the rear interior. Let's talk about the front. This is my favorite part because I spend a lot of time in the front, not in the back. I'm not a passenger, I'm a driver. So check out these seats here. They're very comfortable. You'll notice the cars without the sport package, they don't get that much side bolster in here. Plus you don't get the thigh support. I find this really useful on a long trip. I like to have my thighs supported. So what I usually do is I lift this up to the max and extend this to the max, and it feels great. I don't get that tired. You notice the dreaded eye control button that a lot of people complain about. I don't see what the big deal is. I've never had any issues with it. You notice for us Americans here, we have a cup holder. This was added on to the factory for the American cars. Back in Europe, they don't put so much accent on cup holders. Notice my favorite part of this interior, a manual transmission, 6-speed manual. Did I ever say that before? On a BMW 650 convertible. Very rare. Like I said before, only 3 or 4 in the whole country. One other thing I'd like to notice, to point out, is the switches here on the door. You have 2 dedicated soft buttons here. For example, if you click on this button, it engages this button here, and that is all windows up or down. It's kind of cool, even the back window. And if you want to take it down, all windows down. There's another soft button here that engages only the rear window, like this one, for example. This can act as a windscreen. So now I'm on the driver's seat where I should have been from the beginning, and I wanted to talk about some of the controls here. This car has voice command. How about that? If you're lonely and you're bored, you're driving on a long trip, you can make some dialogue with the car computer. So you push this button here, and you can say, "What time is it?"
I couldn't understand you.
Try again. What is for dinner? My accent is weird. Who is the winner of tomorrow's game?
Assistance window off.
I want to talk about the night vision button here. It looks like a highway with the moon above it. If you turn it on, it only works in the dark, at night, of course. It kind of works now because it's overcast, and it does show, if you look on the screen here, you can kind of see what's ahead of us. Kind of a shaded background kind of thing. You also have the head-up display here. You can turn it off and on. So right now I can turn it on, and it shows 0 miles per hour. Obviously I'm standing still. I don't see the point of turning it off. I love it too much, and I think it's too practical to ever turn it off. It also shows you GPS directions, so turn-by-turn directions. And right now it tells me to make a left in 0.5 miles. Not only that, but it also shows you any warning lights that might come along the way. For example, your coolant level is low or anything like that. Looking on the road ahead of me, so I don't have to take my eyes off the road. So very useful feature to have. I think all cars should have that. We finally took this car out for a quick test drive here just to see how it feels. And I have to say the clutch action is light and very satisfying. Easy to operate. I mean, if you know how to drive a manual, this car shouldn't be a problem. I'm gonna lift up these windows here so we don't get as much road noise. We're now in comfort mode. We're just, cruising right now. As you can see, there's a sport button here if you feel like you're in a sporting mode or you're competing for a NASCAR. You can turn this on here, and it has a different sound effect, and it's actually a little faster. It's fast. Thank you for tuning in to my channel, Val Eurosport, and watching this awesome video, I hope, of the 2007 BMW 650i. Be sure to subscribe and like my channel, and catch us on next time. I will have a 2007 Aston Martin DB9 that I bet we will have a lot of fun with. So thank you, and until next time, bye now.